Hey guys, it's Car Guy 11. Today I have the 2020 RAV4 Hybrid behind me, and Toyota was kind enough to give me this car for a week to review for you guys. Yes, they gave me another press car, and I really appreciate if you watch it and give me your thoughts in the comments below. But this is the XSE model. It's the most sportiest version of the hybrid RAV4. It has the sports suspension, has all the blacked out trim behind it, so it's a pretty nice spec. Now, the reason I'm interested in this vehicle is because the hybrid is actually the most powerful version of the RAV4, with the gas and electric motors giving you 219 horsepower. And later this summer, the RAV4 Prime is coming out with even more power, 302 horsepower combined output with a 0 to 60 of 5.8 seconds. So I'm actually very interested in that vehicle, as it'll be one of the most sportiest, fastest entries in the small CUV market. And also with the electric range of 39 miles, EV only, you can plug it in and get the tax credit, $7,500 tax credit, and not burn any fuel for if you have a commute under 40 miles. So pretty interesting vehicle. So in this review, I want to concentrate on how the four-wheel drive system feels in this vehicle, as the rear axle is powered only by electric motor, not a mechanical connection with the gas engine. So I want to see if it's like a front-wheel drive feel, because it's not as much power back there. And also, we're going to look at the fuel economy, of course. We're also going to take a look at Toyota's safety systems, including the adaptive cruise control with the lane tracing feature, which is supposed to keep the vehicle centered in the lane. Last time with the Corolla, it was a manual transmission, so it couldn't get the full effect, the full speed range, because it would always kick out at under 15 miles per hour. So we'll take a look at that, and of course, a driving review. So I want to show you guys how the four-wheel drive system operates on a loose surface. We have a little bit of gravel, dirt in front of us, and it has a pretty cool screen that shows the torque distribution for the front and rear, and also it shows when the wheels are slipping. They'll blink orange. So I got an outside view, and I want to show you what happens. So when you first start off, you get full power to the front and rear. The rear is electric motor, front is the electric motor plus the engine. But then the power of the engine in front overcomes the rear wheel. So the front start to spin and the rears can't keep up. Here we go. I'm going to try it from a dead stop. And as you can see, the front wheels started to blink because they overcame the rear. So that is one of the issues with the all-wheel drive system. The electric motor in rear just doesn't have enough power to overcome those fronts. All right, we're gonna try this on some smooth pavement. We're gonna turn to the left like you're making a left turn and see if the front wheel still spins. Yep, and as you can see, the inside left wheel does spin even on smooth pavement. So this is something just to note. It's not a huge deal, but if you're doing a lot of city driving, you know, this could get annoying if you're making, you know, city streets, sharp left, sharp right turns. We're gonna make another left. Yep, and it did it again. All right, let's try a right turn, again, smooth pavement. Yep, does the same thing. This is just stressing the all-wheel drive system. Not something you'll typically do, but just something to note of the differences between when you don't have a mechanical connection between the front and rear wheels. There's a possibility of spinning different rates because of the power difference between the front and rear. Now I want to go over the Toyota Safety Sense features, and including the adaptive cruise control. And as we see here, we already have an opportunity for the vehicle to come to a complete stop. And it does. And the light just turned green. We didn't come to a complete stop here, so it's going to continue on, but very nice. Very nice. I have the speed set to 50, and of course it's keeping the distance with the car ahead. Now you can adjust that 3 stages. I have it set to the closest distance right now. Also, I have the lane keep assist on, and there's a little bit of a curve in the road here, and it's keeping us nicely centered. Very nice. I know my Supra, it would definitely bounce off the lane lines, but this is keeping it nicely centered. Now it is giving the warning to put the hands on the wheel. That beep right there is because it lost the lane line out of the median here. So, very nice. Car turned off and braked. It's asking me to put the hands on the wheel again. Let's change lanes here. If you put the turn signal on, you won't get the warning that you're leaving the lane, because there's cars up ahead here, another red light. So let's go. We're going about 50 miles an hour, coming in pretty hot. Gonna be a hard brake. So, and it gave me the warning because it was coming in pretty hot. I don't know if the distance, I wish that it could have seen that car ahead sooner. Maybe not been as hard of a brake. Again, continued on. We didn't come to a complete stop there, but very nice and smooth. We also got the blind spot monitoring in the mirrors. I saw this car. Now this car cut in. Again, I'm not touching the wheel. This just every now and then to get rid of the warning, but it's nicely centered. Now this car's making a right turn. It's going to be a hard brake again. Probably get the warning. Nope, not bad. Now we veered a little bit because of the lane lines there, where the right lane line is gone because of that right-hand turn. So it does need to look at the lane lines. You're dealing with a camera behind the rearview mirror and a radar in the front bumper. What's nice also about this system, you do have a button right on the steering wheel to turn off and on the lane keep system. Very quick action. So if you're in manual mode, I would probably keep it off for the most part, so you're not getting the beeps. So if I manually move over here, it's going to beep at you if you exit the lane or get near it. Coming to a full stop here, hopefully. The light stays red. Alright, there we go. Coming to a full stop. It says waiting on the screen, so it does give you a few seconds. Okay, probably about 3 or 4 seconds. And now it says push the button to resume. He did inch up. Push the button or press the accelerator. So I did. A little bit of a delay to continue on. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with the Toyota Safety System 2.0. It can also recognize pedestrians, which obviously we're not going to test today, but the lane tracing does a nice job keeping you centered. The only criticisms, I wish you wouldn't have to touch the wheel so often, maybe give a little bit longer time. And then the following distance, maybe tighten that up a little bit so that you don't get traffic trying to cut in. Of course, unfortunately didn't get to test it on my normal commute due to these times, but overall it does a nice job, and it does resume if you start again within a few seconds. So let's move on to the driving portion of the review. I've been driving it around a few days now, and it's a very pleasant place to be. The interior is very nice, high-tech, large touchscreen, has Apple CarPlay, has the navigation, and it has this really cool display showing your hybrid drivetrain and engine, battery level. Really cool setup there. In fact, I enjoyed just watching that. But yeah, it's pretty quiet in here. And even the engine, when you punch it, I mean, it is a CVT, you get a little bit of droning, but it's not obtrusive. It's pretty refined. In fact, the gas engine is worse. It has an 8-speed automatic, but it's coarser and louder. I have test driven one of those before. It's pretty smooth, the ride. This is the XSE with the sport suspension, and I do not feel that it's too harsh at all. In fact, I don't think I'd want it any softer. So this is a nice handling with a comfortable ride. Taking around some bends here. That was a pretty big dip. It floated a little bit, but not too bad at all. And these are smaller tires, 225 width tires. You know, that's to help with the fuel economy, of course. And speaking of fuel economy, I'm getting mid-30s, which is very good. And in my typical driving, I mean, I'm never going to get the sticker, the claim number of 40 miles per gallon, because I do a lot of stop and go city. And unfortunately, I didn't get to do a lot of my commute in this week, but still mid-30s for me is really good. All right, we'll do a nice acceleration from a stop, and this is in sport mode. That's 60. I mean, like I said, it's not a sports car, but it's decent. It's in the mid 7 seconds range, and that's really plenty for a daily driver vehicle. And it is more powerful than the gas engine. So really, it's a no-brainer. It's only an $800 upcharge to get the hybrid, and you're gonna save that in gas for sure. When you want extra power, you just mash the throttle, and it's the engine and electric motors that kick in. There are different driving modes, and honestly, I don't think it does too much. The sport mode does tighten up the steering for sure, and it might be more aggressive with the throttle, but it's not like you're going to get more power. The regen braking is pretty smooth, easy to modulate, and every time you press that brake pedal, you'll see the electric motors add more power to the battery. Now, I will say this feels like a front-wheel drive vehicle. You will not feel that electric motor push you from the rear, except in very low-speed circumstances. But yeah, this is going to feel more like a front-wheel drive vehicle, which is something that I hope that the Prime, which is supposed to have a more powerful battery and rear electric motor, may solve. Now, as I said, I mainly stayed in normal mode. Also, I have the climate on the normal setting as well. I tried to be as normal as possible here. But if you really wanted to hypermile it, you probably could get 40 and maybe even above. Another great thing about this vehicle, it is a hybrid, but you don't lose any of the cargo capacity. In fact, it still has a spare tire in the back, which is amazing. They store the batteries under the rear seat, and there's no loss of cargo capacity. And the hybrid system only weighs an additional 156 pounds, which is not bad at all. So there's a lot of room in the rear seat, plenty of headroom, and even leg room. And that's me sitting behind myself with the chair positioned pretty far away from the steering wheel. So, and then there's a cup holder here, but all in all, nice back seat with plenty of storage area as well. So for just over $38,000, you're getting a very well-equipped vehicle. It sounds like a lot, but this comes with heated seats, heated steering wheel. Now, one complaint about the heated steering wheel, it is only on the sides of the wheel, not the top and bottom, which is unfortunate. It does not have cooled seats, but that comes in the limited trim. So the limited does add a few more features. It also has wireless charging pad up here in front. And it has the electronic camera rear view mirror, which is a pretty neat feature, although probably not needed in this vehicle, as you can see very well out the rear with your standard mirror. But it is kind of neat. You don't see the defroster lines. The JBL stereo also sounds very nice in this vehicle. Pretty powerful system. You also get the automatic high beams with the Toyota Safety Sense system with LED headlights. It has a standard sunroof, not the panoramic. Now, it's not a sports car by no means, but that's not the point of this car. The point is you're getting a four-wheel drive vehicle that gets almost 40 miles per gallon, if not 40 miles per gallon. And that's just simply amazing. Again, in my Jeep, I get under 20 usually. Also, you get the Toyota reputation of reliability, and it now comes with a 10-year, 150,000 mile battery warranty. The hybrid components are warranted for 8-year, 100,000 mile, but the battery now is 10 years for model year 2020. So overall, I think this is a very well executed vehicle. It does just about everything well. There are some compromises you make, including that all-wheel drive system is not connected front to rear. It's just the electric motor in the back. But you know what? Even in my Jeep and even some gas-powered four-wheel drives, they disconnect the rear. And if you're in a situation like in my Jeep, based on temperature and precipitation, the front wheels will spin even with the mechanical system because it has that disconnected unless you're under certain circumstances or you place it manually in four-wheel drive. Power is decent enough, but you are going to have to deal with an CVT style feeling. So that feels a little bit disconnected, but you do have the power there. But other than that, it's a very nice commuter vehicle, family vehicle, road trip vehicle, plenty of space in back, pretty quiet, comfortable. So guys, tell me what you think in the comments below. Will you give a hybrid a chance? I think it's worth looking at it for sure, especially for a daily driving vehicle. I hope you like my take on a car review, not going through every little feature, but more just going through different aspects of the vehicle that I feel is important to let you guys know about. If you want a full review, definitely go check out my buddy Matt Moran's channel. He does very well in-depth reviews of vehicles. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Give it a like and subscribe if you haven't. And please join me for more videos on all my vehicles and, of course, more car reviews. Alright guys, take it easy and have a great day.